Hello and welcome back to the U Up Podcast Sunday Special. I'm Jordana Abraham.
And I am Jared Freed. It is so good to be back here with you, Jordana. We love a Sunday Special.
Love a Sunday Special.
A bite-sized episode, good to share. We got a great episode ahead of us. Couples Court. We're going to debate a couples issue. We're going to decide who's right and who's wrong.
Love those.
And then we got an email about how much of my friend's dating life is my business.
That's also a
good
question.
Do you get involved with your friends' dating? You get involved with mine, but you're pretty good about it.
I get involved when I'm asked.
Right.
When I'm brought in. I don't get involved. I never give advice for someone who's not asking for it.
Right.
I feel like that's quite annoying.
Yeah, I think that's like, to me, it always feels like the people on TikTok that give dating advice are the people that, you know, would scream at you without you asking for them for advice.
Right.
Like all the dating on TikTok videos seem very like, you're a loser if you go back to him, you know, like he's a loser if he doesn't pay for the date, you know, it's all that.
No nuance in that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it feels like the person that would give you advice without asking.
Right.
This a podcast, you opt in.
Totally.
You're opting into the.
And the podcast is better for dating advice. Like if I give if a friend asks me for dating advice, it's tough because when you know someone like is not going to take the advice.
There's no worse type than person who asks who you know will not listen.
You know they're not going to listen. Like you'll be like, well, you should just. I'll be like, well, I think you should just like say what you're looking for. Like ask them. You should ask them to go out. And they're just like, yeah, totally. And you know they would. That's like they'd rather die.
Well, also then you feel like you're wasting your breath. You're like, enough. Okay, I could have.
Right.
Spent my energy other ways. We could have talked about something that
you're not going to do this.
Right.
Yeah. You have to be.
You have something in your hair.
Oh, is it popcorn from the two bags we had earlier? Is it a kernel?
I think you got it.
What is it?
It was a kernel, I think.
I've been
I don't know how it got up there.
I've been known to get when I'm eating, and I told you Mike's least favorite quality about me is my messiness. I've been known to get like food places that you wouldn't even understand how it could possibly get there.
Couldn't believe where it ended up. That's pretty wild.
To me,
it's like it jumped off your face onto your hair.
That happens to me quite often. I am a mess. I'm a disgusting. We've discussed this.
We are disgusting.
Yes. Fellow disgusting.
Fellow disgusting. Anything else going on? What did you do last weekend?
Wow. What did I do last weekend? Hitting me with the hard questions right off the bat. What did I do? I went to dinner. We went to dinner with the Drexlers. With Aileen and Rusty.
Does Betches come up over the course of the dinner? What's the conversation like with Aileen, your fellow co-founder?
Yeah. It's scattered through. It comes up. It's not like the whole conversation, but we'll randomly talk about something at work.
Where do you guys go for dinner?
We go Plug City.
Oh,
this is the plugs. I don't want to ruin this restaurant. It's a Long Island Plug City.
Long Island, get ready.
Long Island Plug City. There's this
Olive
amazing. That's pretty much the top quality food that we have. We go to this amazing Indian restaurant.
Okay.
Called the Onion Tree.
Native American.
No, it's Indian.
Oh, okay.
It's from India. Indian food. It's called the Onion Tree in Seacliff. I hope I don't ruin it because it's Mike's actual favorite restaurant.
Yeah, line out the door. He's never going to get in again.
I think they just opened one in the city. You
What's
should
it
try
called?
it. The Onion Tree.
The Onion Tree?
Yes.
That's
amazing Indian food.
What's the
It's kind of like a
symbolism of an onion tree?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Not exactly a sexy name. Great drinks at the Onion Tree?
Yeah, great food. It's great.
I had a good mojito at the Onion Tree? Like
Delicious.
someone would say that?
Yeah. They opened one in the city.
Really?
Mike tells me because he follows them on Instagram.
What are they? What's his favorite dish?
I don't know the names. I don't know. He likes the chicken tikka masala pizza.
Chicken tikka masala pizza.
It's actually quite good.
I'm sure it's great.
You wouldn't think of it.
Well,
that's
it's
actually quite good.
That's like they say, I'm speaking out of turn, but the chicken tikka masala was like not a real Indian food.
Yeah, I think it's
to put it on pizza,
American.
like no, but I listen. That sounds
it's like
great.
A little bit of a fusion. It's a cool vibe in there.
Yeah,
it's like a little. Fun.
I could do a commercial for them right now. Come meet me at the Onion Tree. You can have a fabulous tikka masala chicken pizza.
There you go.
And a good drink too.
Yeah.
You'll see me, Jared, sitting under the tree.
They have one. I'd like you to go in the city and let me know.
Is there a tree in the restaurant?
No.
Do onions grow on trees?
I don't know.
Maybe that's.
Do they? No, they're a vegetable.
Is this offensive?
I don't think
What if
so.
they're like, the onion tree, was my grandfather?
I I don't think it's
anyone.
offensive.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
hoping.
What did you do last weekend? Oh, you went to Boca.
Yeah, I was in Boca. I'm back. I came back on a Tuesday night.
How was that?
It was great. I played golf. I told
Was
you.
it lonely? Were you there alone?
I was there alone. I went to the beach, got some sun, golfed. I don't know.
Do you feel like you're not alone because you know everyone in that club?
Everyone there is very nice.
Yeah.
They love this show.
Amazing.
A lot of listeners. Golden Bachelor.
What do you mean?
It is
the
the
Golden
oldies.
Bachelor,
They like this show. You know.
Any good dating stories? Should we bring someone on from the?
I
from
would
the
love
club?
to. I think it would be great.
I would love that. I wonder if
I
are
think
there any singles there, like older singles?
Yes.
I'd love to hear about dating in that.
Well,
in that
it
phase
is.
of life.
It is interesting that they're. You know, you can understand why it's like tough to be single up there because like. We went to dinner on Friday and my parents were there for Friday night with all their friends. And then like someone was on a date and they're like, he's on a date.
Oh,
like
wow.
they're like screaming
not
at
cool
the
about
table
it.
next to him.
It kind of
And
feels
it's like,
like
let this guy be. He's on a date. Does he know? Who is she? Where's she coming from? And no one can hear because they all can't hear.
right. It feels like it sounds like like what would happen in high school
It's
if you saw
totally-
someone on the date on a
Right.
date.
It's like in high school, except they brought their date to the cafeteria. Because it's like at the club.
hooking
And like
up?
this is where they hang out. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is like, it's fun. I like going down there. I like the fodder.
Let's get some singles, Boca singles.
I'll put the word out.
I would like to know what it's like to date after divorce, after being widowed, that kind of thing.
I was talking to one woman who was telling me about the dating scene she was in her 60s or 70s.
Right.
And
Can I guess the theme
okay.
or a question about it? I feel like a lot of women who are dating over like 50 or 60 have this fear of someone like fleecing them for their money.
that didn't come up.
No?
She said something very I can understand
I've
that.
heard that a
Especially
lot.
if you're I think for anyone who has got money or made
Right.
made
Man
money
or
in their
woman,
life
but
would
I feel
believe
like-
that that's part of the equation.
I think men are more okay with it.
Right.
Like, she's using me for my money.
Right.
Women, I think, are a little bit more like they're scared of like the worst possible scam of like a dirty John kind of thing,
Right.
where someone's pretending to like them for.
to get into their world of
Yeah.
some sort, and also you could see a man of a certain age being like, I want comfortability,
Right.
as opposed to like young man who's like up his own ass thinking that he's gonna make it in whatever he's doing. you know?
Totally.
No, this woman said something very interesting to me. She was like, I was dating this guy we were like a few months in and he was like, you're just someone I would want to marry. And I was
Okay.
like, you're a girl to marry, not a girl and I'm not getting married. It was like,
Wow.
I'm not
what a,
ready.
What a spin. Spin City. Spin City.
like, I was like, oh my God, it
You're
never
someone that
changes.
people want to marry
Right.
and love. And I'm not someone who loves or marries anyone.
Right.
It's not me. It's
Same story, different age.
It's not you. It's me.
Right. Nothing
Yeah.
changes, is what it tells you.
Yeah.
That's something a guy would
Men
say
still
who's
don't wanna-
25.
Yeah. Is there an age when men want to commit? No.
Men are 27 forever. Forever. And that's the one
Right.
thing you learn from these communities.
Yeah.
So you see these men.
And they flip it to make it a compliment, but it's.
Listen.
I know what they're doing. I know what you're doing.
Playing the same game.
You're amazing. I don't deserve you.
Yes. I was like, I can't believe how
You're someone who someone should marry, not me.
I'm
someone,
a loser.
Someone should marry you.
Right. And I'm like, how old was this guy? Like 25? Like
Find
is it-
someone. Go out there, kid. Find someone who can give you what you want.
Right. She might be listening now. I got her.
Yeah.
I had to subscribe to the podcast
If
on
you're
her phone.
listening, did she buy that? You're someone people would marry.
No, she was annoyed by it
Okay,
in the
okay.
same way anyone would be annoyed.
Yeah.
She was annoyed in the way of 30,
what are you
20.
gonna do?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like this is again, the days change, the story stays the same.
Yeah.
That's why this podcast, like whenever I'm like, someone's like, oh, I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. It's like, no. Everyone is the same.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
We don't actually want the truth. As much as we complain about being bullshitted. You're
Right.
someone could marry.
What do you want him to say?
I don't really-
I'd rather die alone tomorrow.
Right, than marry you. I just don't like you enough to marry you.
Right.
No one I'd rather hear you're someone should marry.
Right. It's weird, that at 60, this guy's like, I'm just trying to fuck.
It's crazy.
And you're like, yeah, I guess he wants to do that too.
Wants to do whatever he wants to do. I mean, he's earned that right.
Let's jump right in. You ready?
Let's do it. Okay.
What are we talking about? Oh, we're doing the couples court.
Couples court.
Couples court.
Here we go. We
Before
gotta get some
into
gavels.
we do need some gavels. I'm going to be in Atlantic City and in Newark and in Cleveland and Sacramento. So if you're out there, and then I got a bunch of dates, jaredfree.com, jaredfree.com, jaredfree.com. Indianapolis, Austin, Raleigh, St. Louis, Batavia, Illinois, all these good spots. What do we got? Let's go to the court.
Go for the $500 ticket. My boyfriend and I met on Bumble and became exclusive about 2 months into dating. Congratulations. When we had the exclusive conversation, we both revealed we weren't dating anyone else anymore. I specifically asked the question of, should I delete the apps? To which he said, yes.
Go for it, hon.
We had been a little drunk, and the next morning he asked, do you remember our conversation from last night? To which I said, about deleting the apps? Yes.
Damn it.
Too late.
Guess we're deleting.
That day, I deleted my dating apps, as you do.
There it is.
He, on the other hand, put his apps on pause and moved them to the last page on his phone where, quote unquote, he never goes.
It's like the attic.
The attic. I was about to say that. The attic of the phone, some might say.
Right.
Siberia.
Put it on. No. Who swipes three times on their phone?
How could I possibly pull that up?
Oh, come on.
The last page? Oh, my God.
I put it in the phone's garage.
Several months later, he told me one evening, hey, I'm planning on deleting my dating profiles, but I want to screenshot our conversations first. I was shocked.
What's he going to do, hang him up? Are you going to frame him?
Maybe he's going to propose. That's what I would think.
I mean, they can only mean that.
Right? I was like...
he's putting together this
several months.
romantic...
It's been less than a year.
I know, but he must be thinking of you in those terms. Like, to say something like that, like, no one... people are stupid, but I'm saying I'm not that stupid.
It sounds romantic.
If I had said to someone, hey, I want to go... I don't know why... The way he put it is weird.
I would think you were going to propose. Yeah.
I would think that this guy's decided.
He's ready.
He's ready when it comes. Maybe in a year, but he wants to make sure. I don't know. Maybe why would he say that though? It's weird that he would say that. Okay.
Well, that would be my next question. I was shocked because I thought we'd both deleted the apps months ago. He was surprised at me because I had deleted the apps, but apparently not on my profiles. And he stated I could re-download the apps easily and jump back in, whereas him deleting his profiles is a more permanent and meaningful step.
Wait, I'm lost here.
She said that he was surprised because she deleted the apps, but I think she deleted the actual app, but she didn't deactivate the profile.
Okay.
He went in and paused,
so he couldn't be found.
Yes, but kept the actual physical app. They're both half measures.
I'm with you. These are not. These are the same, sides of a different coin.
I agree. He states he never went on the apps when they were paused unless to reference something we talked about before meeting.
Okay. Sorry, my memory was foggy. I have to go back to.
Maybe he's a sentimental guy.
Seemingly, this all does track. He's spun a yarn at this point because he's connecting. Hey, I'm going back to our conversation with, I do this sometimes.
Right. I go back for this profile.
Right. I got to make sure that it's as if he's like moving out of the house. He's like, did we leave anything behind? Like, I don't understand bringing it up though. Okay.
Well, he doesn't want her to see that he had, I guess, opened the app maybe, or maybe you have to unpause. But if you pause, can you see the conversations without unpausing? Does anyone know?
Pause prevents your profile from being shown to new people. You can still chat with your current matches.
Okay. So he didn't need to react. So I don't know why he told her then.
Okay.
When I asked if he saw why I thought it was a bit suspicious, he said no. But that may be because I know my intentions were good. Okay. He's never given me reason to doubt him otherwise, so for me it was a red flag. But curious what you think.
So this is for us to decide if he's wrong. Is he guilty?
Right. I think they both, again, I'm bringing it back to, I think they both did a half-measure deletion of the apps.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really deleting the apps, you go into the app, you deactivate your profile, and then you delete the physical app. Mm-hmm. It's like a 3-part process.
Right. I'm with you. I don't think this is full deletion.
I actually think it's worse the way that she did it, where she deleted, again, assuming that's what she did. She wasn't fully clear. But to me, it seemed like she deleted the app off her phone but didn't deactivate the profile. And to me, that's worse because other people can still see you on there.
Right. You can still collect flies into the trap.
Yes.
Whereas his is actually not out there, and he actually, from the females, the idea of a friend seeing your boyfriend on there.
Right.
After he said he deleted it, he made sure he was not going to be seen by a friend, not put you in the way of embarrassment.
Yeah.
you are actually embarrassing him, hypothetically.
That's what I'm saying. I think hers is worse.
Yes.
Although, again, I don't think either of them are thinking about it in terms of, like, thought it through in that way.
Right. I think they both did the hedging move that someone does when it's a couple months in, a little bit early.
Right.
But, hey, we're going to try this out.
Yeah. But I don't want to, like, have to redo this whole thing.
Right. I want to be able to go back to those old matches.
Right.
It's
a half commitment, which is fine.
Right. I just don't understand why he brought it up the way he did, if not to say, I actually have, like, can I make some assumptions?
Sure.
I think he saw that she saw the app on his phone. I think he got nervous that she thought he was doing something on the app.
Do you think he was doing something on the app?
No. I think he then was like, I have to get in front of this. And he said, oh, I want to go back and look at our conversation. Like, if it was this romantic gesture to, like, screenshot and frame it and put in the our story page, it was such a great conversation that he had to, like, relive it. Right. I don't really buy that he would say it. Right. Like, why not just do it?
Yeah, that's a good question as to why he wouldn't do it. Why tell her?
Right. So it feels like he's getting in front of something. To me, at his most, if he's getting in front, the best way I can look at him getting in front of something is she saw on my phone that the app is there.
Right.
And I don't have anything to hide, but I do have to, like, give an explanation before she uses this against me.
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of that would make him still a good guy.
It's possible. What's the worst case scenario here? That he's been using the app
that he keeps going pause and unpause, and he thought he saw a friend of hers, so he was, like, getting in front of it.
That's the most devious.
That's the most
possible
devious
scenario, which is possible, but she seems to think that's unlikely, and I feel like you maybe would know.
Yeah, I don't.
After that,
I think there's no guilt here.
And no one's told her that they've seen him.
Right.
Seemingly.
Right. I mean, to me, this is two people doing the same thing, which is, like, dating each other and kind of, like, it's almost like they're in, like, a standoff.
Right.
In the
you
Wild
should both
West.
just delete them both fully.
There's a third scenario here, which still doesn't put anybody in the wrong, I don't think, but it also forced her to do a bit of a reveal because her profile still existed. If somebody that you were in a conversation with deleted their app, you might still be able to see those messages, but their profile gets deleted, so you can't, like, it's an avatar, it's an inactive user. So the fact that he could still see her in the messages while his profile was paused, he knew that her account still existed. So it could have been a less
Do you think
awkward
he knows that?
way.
Like, how to, like, he knows how to
Yeah,
use
because anybody else, because his profile's paused, anybody else he has in his messages, any other woman that he matched with that would have deleted, he'd see
their face,
an avatar, not their name or anything
Candace.
anymore.
Okay.
So it could have been me being somebody that does not like confrontation and brings up things in an awkward way. It could have been his
way of getting her to delete the app.
Why does your Hinge still exist?
Right.
Without, like, putting
Candace
her on the spot. Like, it's just an easier.
Interesting.
I can see because
that.
you're there and I'm there, so I didn't do anything wrong either.
So I'm bringing up the apps as a way, like, to let you know that I've paused, just so you know I've paused them. You haven't.
Right.
Right.
Without
being directly confrontational. Interesting.
That actually makes the most sense of any of the thoughts, because
play chess, not checkers. That's all I'm saying.
that is, it's a chess move, and also it's why him bringing it up made no sense.
Right.
You go, right, like, so why you bring it up? And that's a great point. I think that's what's going on.
Interesting.
It turns out the accuser's guilty.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't use that.
It was Scooby-Doo the whole time. This is like a Scooby-Doo mystery. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he could have used that as a vulnerable moment.
And he didn't, which,
fine.
Again, I understand that, but.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now you should both watch each other delete.
Right. Well, because he brought up deleting it.
Yeah.
He then checks in the morning. Do you remember what we talked about? Okay,
so he
I remember.
Wanted to delete them.
So he wanted to delete them.
Maybe one of his friends saw her on the app.
Right. Well, this is the new season of that show we talked about last time, Presumed Innocent.
Yeah.
This is
some hard-hitting true crime shit right here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Gotcha, bitch.
It was you all along. Yes.
All right, let's do an email. J&J, I have a situation that I'd love to get your thoughts on. It's actually about one of my friends who has a pattern with serial dating, and I'm wondering what my role should be, if any, in this situation. For context, we are both in our late 20s, and she has a pattern of serial dating throughout her entire adult life. Of course, has daddy issues, but that's too much to get into right now.
Talk about psychoanalyzing
Right.
someone to explain their behavior.
Right, quite a branding. Since knowing her for the 4 years, I've seen her go through 3 serious relationships. It's all the same. Moves in quickly within a month of knowing them, goes too fast, expects too much too soon, gets dumped, then immediately finds a new boyfriend within a few weeks.
How do you find multiple people to move in with you in less than
Right.
a month?
Moves in
I've never
quickly
been
within
able
a
to
month
manage
of
that.
knowing them?
Yeah.
This is a different type of person. This is
I don't think I
right.
could pull that off.
I mean,
How
for
do
me
you-
to move in?
So I'm saying, how would you? How
This
does
is
that
someone
even-
living out of like a backpack.
Yeah, I don't get it. That's like crazy to me.
This last breakup, I decided to say something in a nice way. I told her that she needs to find happiness on her own and learn how to be more independent before jumping back into a serious relationship. She obviously did not take this well and rebuffed anything I said with excuses like, well, I live by myself, so I am independent, even though she moves in with whatever boyfriend pretty much immediately and is only living independently in the first few weeks she's single. She's recently in a new relationship of only 2 months and has already gone through the same pattern. Moving in is a
Moving
lot.
in.
Yeah.
What is she, me? When is she moving?
Betch's Moving Company. Started planning a wedding and a timeline for having children, etc. Well, I'd love to hear your take on this friend. I'm pretty sure we can all agree this isn't healthy and she definitely needs professional help to get over personal issues with being alone. I don't think we can all agree.
Yeah, I don't know her.
Right.
Bitch, I don't know her.
My question is, what is my role in this? This relationship will most likely crash and burn as the entire situation started way too fast, but I've already tried helping her and encouraging her to find happiness alone and was not successful. Is it my place to try and help her if this is her chronic pattern? I definitely want to be a good friend, and it's so painful watching her do the same self-destructive thing. But sometimes I feel like friendships get very complicated when you're too intertwined in each other's lives, and maybe I should just let her do her thing and learn on her own. Have you guys ever had a friend that's a disaster? That's a disastrous dater like this? What do you do about it? Lastly, how am I supposed to react to this relationship? I want to be supportive of her in general, but it's really hard to support her in this pattern when it's obviously unhealthy. She's asked me to help her move in, look at wedding stuff, and I generally just don't respond because I don't want to be an asshole, but also don't want to feed into it. However, definitely don't want to be the negative friend who doubted them, and in the end they get married and I still look like an asshole. Thank you for all your help, a concerned friend. What do you think?
I think she should fuck off a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm with you.
I think this is
The emailer.
Yeah, I think the
Thank
emailer.
you for writing in.
Thank you for writing in.
Respectfully, fuck off.
Yes, I think this is none of her business. Her friend isn't saying, "I'm unhappy. What do you think I should do? Here's my issue." Like, what do you think she's not asking her. This brings me back to the beginning of the episode. She's not asking her for help. She's clearly happy enough doing what she's doing because she keeps doing it. People only change for themselves. They don't change because you tell them to.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, they've been friends for 4 years. This isn't like your childhood friend that you
Right.
were spit sisters with.
This is the only way she's known her.
Right.
Sounds
So, and I'm with you. They never asked for advice. When she says she obviously needs help and professional help, I don't know.
Sounds a little judgy.
It sounds like you're in your late 20s and she moves
She's
in
dating
quick
a
with
lot
a
of
guy.
people. Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, I
Right.
don't know how she does it.
And then she's like, well, what if it works out? Well, that's
Did she
all
write
these
in for a
things.
tutorial? Right.
Right. Yeah. Tell us how to do this. No, yeah, I'm with you. The emailer sounds like she is. Here's the thing.
I don't know why she's so invested. The other
that's-
person doesn't seem that upset by any of this.
Yeah, it's not like if this had been written differently, the answer would be different. She's not. Other than like, hey, I want to go shop for wedding stuff, but you're already ignoring that. That's the
Right.
stuff. That's the hard part. It's not like this person is at your front door after every move out, like a mess in a puddle of a person, and you're left to pay for their new moving because they can't afford it because
Right.
they've ruined their
Then
financial.
it's your problem.
Right.
Yeah.
She's never made this your problem. The only thing, and again, usually when it comes to like a friend that's a disastrous dater that you get annoyed with, it gets to a point where you have to go, I've told
I
this to
can't
you
write. Yeah.
so many times. I can't repeat myself. You're doing this again. You
If
need to
they're
go
asking you.
If
Right,
they're
yes,
that's
right,
the thing
yeah.
though. Like that's not the story she's telling.
Right.
It's not like she's like, oh, every time she comes to me and I have to spend hours with her and repeat myself.
Right.
myself.
She's more saying, I see this pattern. I know. We all know it's unhealthy.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds like you're out of your you're out of your
Right.
bounds right now.
And there's another part of this where it's like, okay, you've known her for 4 years. You clearly judge her for this behavior. Maybe you don't like her.
Right. Maybe
Maybe
guys
you
aren't
just
friends.
don't like her.
Right.
And like it has nothing to do, and like you're judging her. You don't like the way she acts. You think she's delusional, or you think she's whatever. Maybe you don't like her. Maybe you're just not that good of friends.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's not that deep a friendship that she has to. And also, this didn't like turn to drugs. This didn't turn to alcohol.
She moves
This is
in.
someone
she moves
who-
out.
right.
She's fine.
Someone,
Yeah.
you know, and I can understand from their end when you're like coming after them, when you talk to them about how I think you're doing this wrong. I'd be like, what are you, jealous?
Right.
I'm the one moving in with people
should
and
be
finding
on-
relationships. What's
you
your
should
problem?
be alone. Like,
Right. Well, yeah.
I'll decide that.
Right. I'm against the.
Because here's the thing. Even if let's say she is right. Let's say it's unhealthy. Like she's going to change because you told her to?
Yeah.
If she's enjoying, when she stops, I think of relationships sort of like economics, like event and supply and demand. Eventually they meet up.
Right.
Eventually a person gets to the point where whatever they're doing either works for them and they keep doing it, or the price becomes too high and they change what they're doing.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
where the friend is at.
Yeah. This is and giving advice when it's not being asked for
There's no one more annoying than that
the worst.
in any scenario.
Right. And yeah, I don't know what else is to say. I feel like again, like it's funny. It's like, well, the person keeps moving in and out. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want that for my life.
Right. But so many people have lives that you wouldn't do for. It doesn't mean you have to change them.
Right. Or I don't hang with them.
Right. If you don't like it, if you think that it's a reflection on their values and who they are, you don't have to hang with them. Or if it's just not something that you would do, you could just go about living your own life the way you want to do it and be fine with someone living not exactly as you would do it.
Right. But what if something happens? Yeah, that's life. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're either going to get married or they're going to be out in the street again.
Yeah. I would shut the fuck up.
You heard it here first. Shut the fuck
Thank
up.
you for writing in.
Say anything. Thank you for listening. Back next week. Boom.
The U Up podcast is produced by Belle Roman and Candice Maniga. Editing by Belle Roman. Social media by Candice Maniga. Be sure to follow at u.up.podcast on Instagram and send us your emails to uup@betches.com.